Hey there, how we doing, gang? Kawaii50 here with another video, this time talking about Resident Pants-chan Galatea, a shining example of someone truly achieving the dream and bringing their waifu to laifu. Today, we're going to be going over best allies, craft essences, and command codes, so if you summoned this absolute perfection sculpted from marble, you too will be able to make her a powerful force on your team. As always, I really hope that this video helps you out, and if it does, be sure to go ahead, like, and subscribe. Galatea comes equipped with one quick card, one arts card, and 3 buster cards in true berserker fashion. Her single target arts noble phantasm, though, hits a whopping 9 times. So even though she's got a single arts card, her NP refund is actually quite good. Deceptive, I know, but this is just a fact of life. Her HP and attack are fairly solid for her rarity, really nothing to sneeze at there, and her NP per hit at that 0.6%, well, with that 9-hit noble phantasm and the right supports, you should be seeing a fairly solid refund on that noble phantasm. As is the case with basically all berserkers in the game, her star absorption is a pitiful 9. So you better be making a lot of critical stars or, well, you're not really gonna see Galatea crit all that much. Galatea's first skill is, of course, what she's known for, Pygmalion's Love rank EX. This gives her an Arts and Buster card effectiveness boost by 20 to 30% for 3 turns. It increases her buff removal resist, which is just basically a little bit of icing on the cake, and it provides her with a flat 20% NP gauge charge. We are still going to want to go ahead and max this first, mainly for that Arts card effectiveness boost. The higher we have that, the better a refund we are going to get on her noble phantasm. It's always a shame when the NP gauge boost doesn't go up when we level up something, but we just gotta deal with the cards we've been dealt. Pun intended. Galatea's second skill is Sculpture Maiden rank A, and this is designed to temporarily make her rock hard. This gives her 1 instance of Guts that lasts for 3 turns, and this Guts is actually stackable, so if she doesn't die, you can go ahead and do it again. This also grants her a 50 to 100% defense boost that lasts for 2 attacks over the course of 3 turns. So Galatea is going to be able to at least tank a couple of hits, as to be expected from a living statue. We are going to go ahead and max this skill second to reduce that cooldown and make sure we're able to get some solid amounts of defense, since you're mainly going to be using Galatea for challenge quests. And Galatea's final skill is Aphrodite's Blessing rank EX, which I'm going to show the upgraded version of this skill because it is very shortly going to end up becoming Aphrodite's Blessing even more EX. Right now, this gives Galatea a buff to restore HP and clear debuffs for all allies each turn for 3 turns. Pretty neat, kinda gimmicky at this point. When this does get a buff, however, this is going to grant Galatea the ability to increase her Noble Phantasm gauge when attacking with her Buster cards, which can be absolutely nutty considering her Buster cards are able to hit 3 times. This is going to grant a 5 to 10% NP gain on her Buster attacks. So you're going to be dealing damage and you're going to be making up for any little extra loss of NP. We're still gonna go ahead and max this skill last for now, just because of the state that it's currently in, but we should be expecting this interlude by the end of this year. For Galatea's append skills, we're really only going to worry about the first 2. Extra attack boost is super good on berserkers, so we're going to want to go ahead and capitalize on that, especially because on top of that, this is going to grant us a little additional NP refund off of that extra attack. Load magical energy is also really good on basically any character in the game, Galatea, of course, being no exception. If you're curious, her third skill is anti-assassin crit res up. We're just going to go ahead and skip that. She's a berserker, even with the defense buff up. If she's gonna die, she's gonna die. And what you just saw there was Galatea's Noble Phantasm Pygmalion Chisel Out. This deals 900 to 1500% damage to a single enemy, and also decreases their NP gauge by 1, which is alright. What is very, very important is that this overcharge effect is that holy grail of damage dealing overcharge effects. It increases own Noble Phantasm strength for 3 turns, activates before damage is dealt. So if you loop with that Noble Phantasm, you are going to see yet another NP damage increase. Extra damage means extra refund on that Noble Phantasm. It can get absolutely absurd when you are pulling Galatea into challenge quests, especially with the right arts support. This Noble Phantasm, when it comes to the realm of single target ones, is actually very good. Very good. Galatea's hyper focus on using that Noble Phantasm to get refunds and then do it again makes assigning allies to her both super duper easy as well as fairly restrictive. Galatea basically only wants art support so she can go ahead and do the thing as many times as possible. Double Castoria, of course, is going to be our main thing we want to get. Of course, this can be very, very expensive, especially if you don't have your own Castoria. But it is sadly just the nature of the game with this particular servant. You can, of course, substitute in a waiver that can be fairly helpful in getting her some sort of NP recharge, and you can go ahead and even pull him in from the back line with a plug suit, if you want to go ahead and get Galatea a little bit of extra recharge when fighting bosses. There are, of course, other servants you can pick that are of lower rarity that can provide some support. Paracelsus von Hohenheim comes to mind, mainly because of his massive NP gain buff he can go ahead and give your allies. That would likely be the most effective budget support I could see helping Galatea outside of Hans Christian Andersen. So let's talk Galatea's craft essences, and I want to give special mention to her Bond CE Memory of Cyprus. This grants Galatea a Guts for 1 time that revives her with 20% HP and also grants everybody 20% Noble Phantasm gauge, allowing her a nice last-ditch effort to go through and take down the enemy. This can be pretty helpful when it comes to long-form challenge quests, and all you've got to do is use Galatea a lot to get this. Of course, we have other CEs we can equip her with, the Black Grail, of course, being a fantastic premium option, granting her massive Noble Phantasm damage that is going to help immensely with her refund. And in her case, the losing 500 HP per turn isn't nearly as crazy as it is with other servants because, well, she has that ability to go ahead and regain some HP with her 3rd skill. Ocean Flyer can be an excellent pick to equip with Galatea. Not only does this have all of its stats chucked into attack, but this grants arts card effectiveness, NP damage, and if you limit broke this, a starting 50% NP gauge. Though 30% plus Galatea's first skill, that's essentially starting with 50% NP already. Dive to Blue is an excellent freebie option, granting arts card effectiveness, NP strength, and a starting NP gauge as well. I quite enjoy using this CE when I see it, and using it with Galatea is no exception. And finally, let's look at command codes. There is one thing Galatea wants to do. It's use that Noble Phantasm and deal as much damage with that Noble Phantasm as humanly possible. So let's go ahead and give her command codes that increase her Noble Phantasm damage, like Da Vinci, for example, granting a 15% NP damage up. If you chuck this on a Buster card, you'll do some damage and then hit with that Noble Phantasm. Empress of the Hanging Gardens also works out quite well on Galatea, granting NP damage up as well as a couple of critical stars. No guarantee they're going to necessarily go to her, but hey, it's fine. We still want to go ahead and try to use that whenever possible. You can also go ahead and chuck something on her, like say, for example, the Wizard of Menlo Park. On her arts card, I mean, yes, this is going to increase a little bit of NP generation rate and then grant NP damage up. We're not really going to see a lot coming out of that NP generation rate, but we mainly want this for the damage, and the damage trade-off is always worth it when it comes to all of these. Going beyond Noble Phantasm damage increases, we can also grant Galatea some things to get through enemy defenses, because she doesn't really have anything to get through, say, any sort of evade or ignore invincibility. So give her ignore invincibility on one of her buster cards with something like Fine Sword. The Cursed Spear that reverses causality is also going to be an excellent pick on her, granting ignore evasion as well as increasing the engraved card's critical damage by 10%. We mainly want this for the sure hit. That can be pretty fantastic on Galatea. Anything that grants ignore evasion or ignore invincibility, you're going to want to go ahead and put on her with command codes if at all possible. Overall, gang, Galatea is a pretty dang good berserker, though she is unfortunately oft forgotten when it comes to other characters in her niche. A lot of players already likely have Vlad III, so odds are they are just using him as their arch single target berserker whenever necessary. And of course, we have the upcoming and ever popular Crime Hild. Siegfried's wife is going to be very popular and will likely eclipse Galatea for that sole reason alone. And on top of that, there are other servants that, for example, do the guts thing a lot better. Heracles, of course, has existed since the dawn of time, and he is still the go-to premier guts candidate. So if you want to use Galatea, she is quite good. Do not get me wrong. It's just when it comes to her character in general, she tends to get overshadowed by a lot of other popular options. So the reason you don't hear about her isn't necessarily anything to do with her kit. It's just the fact that there are other more popular characters that do what she does already. But of course, I want to know what you all think, so let me know your thoughts on Galatea down in the comments section below. Let me know if there are any allies, craft essences, or command codes that I might have missed when it comes to Galatea, and let me know if you went to go ahead and summon for her. I personally did not. I chucked a multi-summon at Nero Bride like a moron and got rewarded with nothing but hot garbage. So I hope that your luck is a lot better than mine. As you scroll down in the comment section to let me know about things, down in the description you can find links to my Discord as well as my Patreon and my Twitch. Big thanks to everyone across all of those platforms, and of course a big thank you to all of you here on YouTube as well. It's because of the support of all of you combined that I continue making these videos, and I really appreciate it. Anyways, gang, that's it for me, Kawaii50. I hope you all have a phenomenal day. I'll see y'all in the next one.